Hi again, this is Dr. Sharawi and I'll be talking briefly about the bile flow. Okay, so if you just kind of draw the liver up here, let's pretend that this is the right lobe and the left lobe of the liver. And this is the falciform ligament, kind of separating the right lobe of the liver, the left lobe of the liver. Then underneath we have something called the fundus of the gallbladder itself, which is a pear-shaped organ. Now this is the superior view, or the upper portion. It's being covered by a muscle called the diaphragm muscle, which is the main muscle of respiration. Okay, so let me go ahead and kind of dissect or kind of flip the view here, and let's look at the inferior portion. So let's kind of draw it in an upside down format. Now we have formation of bile salts taking place within the hepatocytes, which is the liver cells itself, and being collected by the bile canaliculi. Eventually all these will be collected into larger ducts, and this is called the right hepatic duct because it's collected from the right lobe of the liver. Not only that, so we could actually call the left bile that's being collected from the left lobe of the liver as the left hepatic duct. Now once we have the right and the left hepatic ducts, they will come along and they would form the common hepatic ducts. Now those right and left would form the common hepatic ducts, and eventually the bile will pass along in a unidirectional flow going down all the way down here, and it will pass towards the gallbladder. Now if you kind of recognize, this looks like a pear-shaped organ, and the upper portion is called the fundus of gallbladder. And again, that's what we see protruding right here. That's why whenever we have a patient and we would kind of suspect that he might be having some gallbladder stones or something, they would have referred pain towards the right shoulder. Okay, and most probably they would have right hypochondriac region pain as well. It's according to the case and the severity on the individual. Okay, now we have the fundus of the gallbladder, and then we have the body. Keep in mind that we have the neck as well right there. And last but not least, we have something that's very important, very common to know. It's called the cystic duct. So basically the cystic duct, so the bile flow will pass along with the common hepatic duct, and it will be stored within the gallbladder. Eventually it will be concentrated, the bile salts will be concentrated, and it will be stored, and that's the main function of the gallbladder. Eventually, whenever we have the feedback from the second part of the duodenum, now this is the second, this is a small intestine right here, that's the pancreas right there, that's the head of the pancreas, pancreatic head. And this is the continuation. That's the gallbladder again, just redrawing it over again. And that's the right hepatic, and that's the left hepatic ducts. So right and left hepatic ducts. Then this is the common hepatic duct that will open up into the cystic duct, stored. Once it's stored, it will be acted upon by high lipids level. Once we have lipids in food or fats, that will create a feedback by an enzyme called the cystokinin, or the CCK enzyme. And the cholecystokinin enzyme would act upon contractility of the gallbladder, and eventually this gallbladder will squeeze and contract, letting all the bile or portions of the bile to be out through the common bile duct. In other words, what would form the common bile duct? It will be the cystic duct right here, and the common hepatic duct would form the common bile duct. And eventually the common bile duct would open up into the second part of the duodenum by something, or a valve. It's called the ampulla of Vater. And that's how the process will take place through the bile flow from the right and left hepatic lobes into the second part of the duodenum. Hopefully this video will kind of explain everything for you. Have a wonderful day.